A drone attack has taken place in the Rostov region of Russia. Local Telegram channels reported this. As a result of strikes by Ukrainian kamikaze drones, an explosion and fire occurred at the Plastfactor plant, which produces building materials, in the village of Krym. A house and several cars also burned down in the village of Chalter. Destruction also occurred in the village of Kharkiv, Kyiv district of the region, as a result of a drone attack. There is no information about casualties. There are a very limited number of Ukrainian military personnel in the Kursk region, up to 3,000 and dozens of heavy equipment. This was stated by Ukrainian military expert Ivan Stupik. This is the third day of the latest Ukrainian offensive in the Kursk region. We must understand that we have very limited forces there. There are no hundreds of thousands of Ukrainian soldiers marching towards Kursk, Kaluga, and the Moscow region. Probably, there are from several hundred to 3,000 military personnel and some more heavy equipment. That is, this operation is limited, said Stupik. According to him, 30% of this operation is military and 70% is political. It should be noted that on January 5 to 6, news spread that the Ukrainian army was advancing on Kursk. The Russian Defense Ministry said Kiev deployed an assault group consisting of 2 tanks, a mine-clearing vehicle, and 12 armored combat vehicles with paratroops towards Berdin village. Russia is getting what it deserves, Ukrainian Presidential Chief of Staff Andriy Yermak said, commenting on the recent reports. The head of Ukraine's Center for Countering Disinformation, Andriy Kovalenko, said on Telegram that defense forces are working in the area. In the Kursk region, the Russians are very worried because they were attacked from several directions, and it was a surprise for them, he said. Ukrainian and Western accounts say that Russia has deployed about 11,000 North Korean troops in the Kursk region, although Moscow has neither confirmed nor denied their presence. Ukraine took the land August 6 and has held on since then, even as Russia has gained territory in Ukraine's eastern region and currently holds about a fifth of the country as the war nears the 3-year mark next month. If Ukraine can hold on to the Kursk territory, it could give Kyiv a bargaining chip in any eventual peace talks with Russia. The U.S. is set to provide Ukraine an additional $500 million in weapons quickly pulled from its existing stockpiles as the Biden administration works to get Kyiv in a stronger negotiating position before President-elect Donald Trump takes office, 2 U.S. officials said. The announcement is expected during Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin's final trip to meet with the Ukraine Defense Contact Group, a consortium of about 50 partner nations that Austin brought together months after Russia invaded Ukraine in February 2022 to coordinate weapons support. The meeting on Thursday is the 25th and potentially last gathering of the US-led group, as the participating countries wait to see whether it will be continued under Trump. Speaking to reporters in Washington, Deputy Pentagon Press Secretary Sabrina Singh said the U.S. and its allies have committed more than $126 billion in security assistance to Ukraine since Russian troops invaded almost 3 years ago. The weapons are funded through Presidential Drawdown Authority, meaning they can be pulled directly from U.S. stockpiles. A senior defense official who briefed reporters traveling with Austin said the goal was to get those munitions into Ukraine before the end of the month. To date, the U.S. has provided Ukraine about $66.5 billion in weapons assistance. There is now a little less than $4 billion remaining in congressionally authorized funding for Ukraine, and much of that is expected to roll over to the Trump administration to determine whether to continue the weapons support. At Wednesday's briefing, Singh also told reporters that the U.S. military conducted multiple precision strikes against two Iranian-backed Houthi underground advanced conventional weapons storage facilities. The facilities were located within Houthi-controlled areas of Yemen.
Appreciate you being flexible with our schedule. So just a few things at the top, and then happy to take your questions. Tomorrow, Secretary Austin will host the 25th meeting of the Ukraine Defense Contact Group at Ramstein Air Base, Germany. The UDCG, first convened by Secretary Austin in April 2022, has been instrumental in coordinating international support to assist Ukraine in defending its sovereignty against Russia's unprovoked aggression. To date, the United States and our allies and partners have collectively committed more than $126 billion in security assistance to Ukraine since Russia's full-scale invasion in February 2022. And through the work of its capability coalitions, the UDCG has also been critical in bolstering Ukraine's defense capability and building a credible deterrence force so that it can defend against future aggression as well.
Before the detainees in Guantanamo Bay,
He will engage defense ministers and senior military officials from around the world to discuss Ukraine's immediate battlefield needs and longer-term defense requirements. And again, as you know, the meetings will focus on key capabilities Ukraine needs, including air defense systems, artillery munitions, and armored vehicles, as well as efforts to enhance the defense industrial base.
obviously you can't talk about it, ongoing litigation, but what is...
On Ukraine, as you mentioned, there will be a few $1 billion in authority left for the incoming administration to decide what they decide to do with that remaining authority. Correct. Yes. And then Jen, yeah.
So it seems
And I think it's pretty clear that the Ukraine Defense Contact Group is, it's more than just a common understanding, it's a common cause. And so it's really up to the incoming administration to decide what they decide to do with the remaining authority that's left. But of course, we hope that, in some way the Ukraine Defense Contact Group continues on. But certainly support for Ukraine remains strong within Congress.
it's like a slightly anemic amount of federal assets being provided.
Turning to the Middle East, today, U.S. Central Command forces conducted multiple precision strikes against two Iranian-backed Houthi underground advanced conventional weapons storage facilities within Houthi-controlled areas of Yemen. The Houthis used these facilities to conduct attacks against U.S. Navy ships and merchant vessels in the southern Red Sea and Gulf of Aden. The strikes are part of CENTCOM's efforts to degrade these Iranian-backed Houthi attempts to threaten regional partners and military and commercial vessels in the region.
North Korea and